13,460 pounds. This is a Fuzion 357 here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. If you'd like to see if we have this in stock and available, it's very simple. All you need to do is visit the link in the video description that says check for price and availability. You're one click away from seeing what we have in stock, how it is equipped, and what we're asking, because this may not be the exact RV that we have in stock, but we do make sure that information is very easily, readily available to you publicly. Fuzion is the #1 selling name in fifth wheel toy haulers. This is the single most successful fifth wheel toy hauler independent brand alone, individual brand, I guess you could say. A lot of reasons for it. Like, let's start right down here. You see this little shielded thing. What is that? That is the whole in-command system. This thing basically has a computerized smart brain that you can access via a digital touchpad inside, or you can Bluetooth link to it with your phone with the associated free app, or you can manipulate your mechanical items right down there in the basement. Long story short, it is one of the things that makes this one of my favorite RVs to talk about, and one of the things that makes this one of our favorite RVs for our service department, because they really don't have to work on them, because it's a better whole component system. But secondly, God forbid they do, it's much easier. Keystone's the first towable manufacturer, and really, I don't know of anyone else that's doing it yet that has fully color-coded all of their wires. Maybe somebody else has finally followed suit, but Keystone's been doing it for a couple of years now. That means that, God forbid, you have some kind of lighting issue, it's much, much easier to track down. Now, that in-command system, instead of little RV fuses, it actually uses automotive, like bus-style fuses. So, God forbid, you need to replace something. You can go to any automotive store anywhere to get replacement stuff. That is such an advantage. Like here in southern Michigan, we are the only service center within like multiple counties. We're the only place within a huge radius that has parts and can assist people with fixing things. But there's 41 automotive service centers in Branch County, in our county alone, not even the surrounding area. So think of the opportunities you have when you're on the road to do a quick fix to get back on the road until you can get back home to address something. And chances are a quick fix is all it's going to take. So not only is this on a wide body platform, it's also on a wider chassis. And one of the easiest ways to determine that is look at the location of the landing gear, and you see how it's all the way at the side of the trailer. This isn't just a wide body RV on a standard body chassis, it's wide body on both accounts so that you get better stability, better structural integrity, which probably ties into the fact that we just do not see these back with service items. You've got shock dampening pin box and suspension system to give you a milky smooth ride going down the road, which is the whole idea. The generator, 5500 generator, standard on these Fuzions. That is awesome because that will allow you to utilize everything in this RV when you're off the beaten path, including all 3 air conditioners, which is a thing that a lot of fifth wheel toy haulers cannot match. Now, some brands do have triple air conditioner, but they can't run 3 at one time. What most brands are going to have is you can run 2 air conditioner compressors at once, and then you can have all 3 fans running, and there's a power management system that will juggle which air conditioner is operating at any given time, because most systems can only handle 2. On a 50 amp service, a Keystone Fuzion can run triple simultaneous air compressor cooling, and you can do that off the generator, and on a 30 amp service, it can still run 2 air conditioners. Those are exceptional qualities, and you're going to find a lot of other exceptional qualities through this product. This is the big brother to the Impact. So structurally, they're identical. This just goes above and beyond. This is the luxury fifth wheel Keystone Impact. Like you see these high gloss sidewalls. I love, actually, it's raised lettering, so it's got an awesome 3-dimensional look to it. Fuzion's actually getting a lot of nods for their appearance right now. Fully enclosed, privatized, heated, protected docking station. Ties right into the fact that this is 0 to 100 degree rated. They have actually cold chambered and tested this with the slides out, by the way. That's another question I found you have to ask. Not just did it pass cold camp testing, but did they have the slides out? And with the Fuzion, they had the slides out and it still passed, because this has a fully forced air heated, insulated belly, extra insulation slides, extra insulation in the roof. They wrap the insulation around the nose. They even insulate above the pin box, which is an area a lot of brands miss. The extra things they do on not just Fuzion slides, but all the slides I see on the various Keystone brands here at Haylett RV. Like, we have everything from your Springdales to your Passports to your Cougars, your Montanas, and these Fuzions. And their associated, you know, sub-family members. And they all do this. It's awesome. So first of all, Cable-driven slides are statistically the most reliable slide system out there. They're very easy to manually override, though I've not really seen people need to do that. Now, Keystone has this modeled, this textured skin to pull the triple slide seal system. Well, you got double wiper seals with an exterior and interior additional seal. The trim down here also has a little rain runner on it so that if water does wick down this wall, it'll hit this inversion and drip. It won't wick into your subfloor. And things like this, having a full seal along the bottom of this for transit, because this is near the tires to help handle road spray. That's something that Keystone started doing years before a lot of the market. Like, you see a lot of old Fleetwoods with slide outs come in, and structurally it looks really good, but there's a soft spot around the slide because the slide had a leak at the bottom where it wasn't sealed. You don't see that here. The fuel system. You've got twin independent 30-gallon tanks on a Keystone Fuzion. That is dedicated to the generator. That is dedicated to the fuel station. So if you want to use like a higher octane fuel for your toys and then just normal gas or whatever for your generator, or if you're not going to use the fuel station for your toys, fill them both up with the same fuel you're going to use on your generator. Then when the generator goes empty, take that, put it in there, and cross pump it over. They do not have a crossover bleed system. That is by design. So that, again, if you want to use different types of fuel, they're not going to fight one another. You're not going to have, you know, cross-contamination of fuel sources. I should have pointed it out sooner, but if you look up here, you're going to see what I call the cow udder, and that's actually the like wireless, you know, like cellular connect system on this. A lot of RVs are now making it more easy to connect to internet sources. This is just another one of those. It seems to work pretty well, though. That has an extremely aggressive range on it. Anytime you're anywhere remotely close to your campsite, you can be half the way across our dealership before it finally loses connection. It's pretty sweet. The Fast Track 2.0 patio system here. This is absolutely stellar. It sets up so much easier than a lot of other things I've seen. It sets up quickly. It's just, it's a better built system. Anytime you see the word MORryde on something, it's great. It's not that the other patio systems aren't good. It's just that this is better. Now, I wanted to pay attention to something here. You see how we've got that drawbridge cable style support over here? But notice on the other side, I don't have one. Instead, I've got this little foot on the ground. That's an extra thing Fuzion does on their patio systems. A normal ramp patio system is rated for 3,000 pounds loading, which is traditionally the same weight rating as your floor in the garage because they don't overbuild the floor if you can't load it on here. But they're only 1,500 pounds in the patio position due to the torque on this system. By putting an additional support leg way out toward the end of the patio deck here, it gives the Keystone Fuzion here at Haylett RV a full 3,000 pound patio rating. That is another exceptional quality. Now, triple entry, triple patio, those are additional fun, awesome features. Now, some RVs are going to share some of that, but this thing is unique in all of the unique features that it has, such as the MORryde 0G ramp door system. If you take a look up here, you get to see a little special feature that I have going on, showing you this is a true, like, one-hand operated ramp system. It works like an automotive tailgate, effectively. There's a little key lock that whenever you have 12-volt power, you click the lock and it will, or you click the key and it will unlock the whole tailgate. Then you can pull it down. But it's self-supporting, as you notice. It's not going to crush you. That's another awesome feature here. That's something that you're not going to find in pretty much anything else. That's pretty much an exclusive Fuzion thing right now. Eventually, I'm sure other brands will rip it off and duplicate it, because RV R&D stands for rip off and duplicate. But the other thing is, you see that yellow strap hanging down up there. If you don't have power, or if you're inside, you can pull that, and it's like the emergency release on the inside of a car's trunk. And that will disengage the ramp lock, so you can just push it down manually, or pull it down, as it were. Now, you've got that third power awning on the back, not manual crank, though it does have a manual override. Now, if it is a windy day, there are self-storing awning legs that can connect to the side of the trailer, so that you can get more stability. Speaking of stability, on the rear ramp, and by the way, I love the fact that these steps are on the side of the ramp, because this is already a long RV. If you have steps coming off the back, now it's even longer, and that can be a problem. So having the steps off the side is awesome, and that's another thing that the MORryde steps allow you for. But the other thing is their stability. These are the ultimate in stability. Even without all the jack legs down, it is still, like, the RV won't rock around when you jump and hop and skip through it. Now, you've got twin extra powerful LED flood loading lights there. You'll have LED awning lights in the awning tube, as well as additional flood loading lights above the main entry doors on the sidewall of the trailer. So this thing can light up like a Christmas tree at night is basically what I'm getting at. Now down here, you see that instead of a dovetail like tool chest like a lot of RVs have. Tricky part about that is you have to open the ramp door. You have to sometimes move toys around because sometimes you're using every square. Like this has a 13-foot garage. Man, I should have pointed that out sooner. But sometimes you're using all 13 feet of that. Well, pardon me. Down here, you'll notice not only is this an easy access, anytime access tool chest, but you've also got household and USB plugs down there. So if you're going to use this for patio tailgating and you just want to charge a phone, or if you're going to run tools and you're going to work on something, you can do all of that here. Now, something that we have become aware of recently here is this is a 13-foot garage. From when this door is up, from that door to that wall up there, it's 13 feet. But what we've found through a couple of quick measurements is you lose 5.5 inches with the retractable screen wall, which I prefer over the roll-down tent wall. But that's actually not your weak point. When you have these ramps closed, you're actually losing 9 inches. So if you have something that is like 12 foot long, you need this big 13-foot garage because of the length lost due to that ramp tailgate system. This is the kind of stuff that we teach you about, guys, that you don't hear about at other dealers. You're going to look at something else with a 12-foot garage and say, I have a 12-foot toy, and the salesman's going to say, yep, just give me your social security number and we'll run your credit and we'll get that sold right up to you, Mr. Customer. But it's not going to actually do what you need it to do. The Keystone Fuzion with a 13-foot garage will. Now, it seems like every RV has the same power up-down sofas with the little theater armrest with the queen bed above. I'm not going to mess with a lot of that. What I love about the Fuzions here at Haylett RV is they were one of the first brands to attack the garage and say, all right, fine, I can put a bike in here or whatever. What else can I do with it? And I've kind of got these covered up, but you've got huge windows in this thing. And you notice this easy drop-down TV, and it tilts for easy viewing from those side benches. This is one of the best rear living areas of any, quote, toy hauler, and I like to call this a luxury crossover, that you've ever seen. Now, if I can draw your attention to the floor, you see these adjustable, almost E-track-like tie-downs here. This is built with waffle-style construction. The whole point of this here is that it has a 5,000-pound pull rating, and their crisscross applesauce construction down on the floor here means that every one of those tie-downs is welded directly to something that's reinforced to the frame itself. This isn't just screwed into the floor. These aren't 25. These aren't 1,500-pound rated. These are 5,000-pound pull rated. And even these little guys back here, still 5,000-pound pull rated. What I like about these adjustable hookups is if you have two bikes in here side by side, and you've only got one of these in the middle of the RV, both of you are fighting for that one tie down, and one of the bikes is always a little bit rickety. Now, multiple people can log into the same tie down location, no sweat, because again, they're so overrated for their pull capacity, it's not going to be an issue. Fuzions have washer-dryer hookups back here versus an Impact, which will not. That's, again, one of those luxury living differences. Pardon me. Cold out here and I'm losing my voice a little bit, I think. But another thing that they do, and I've not seen any other brand ever do this, is this cool little loft ladder storage area up here. Also might be kind of handy for like fishing poles and whatnot, but there's never a good place in an RV to put the loft ladder. But here, they nailed it. And notice it is fully finished. Nothing is left exposed, nothing looks scarred, nothing looks forgotten. Even the inside of a compartment of a Fuzion is fully finished. Every single thing on this is done to perfection. Triple simultaneous air, the triple entry system, triple patio, triple everything, basically. You get the idea. It looks like I need to swap my battery for the interior. I will join you back in, well, right about now. The interior of the 357 Fuzion also does not disappoint. This is feature-packed. It has the equipment loadout of a luxury fifth wheel, and in some ways above and beyond, and that's what's really neat about this, is, I mean, you could use it as a sort of luxury bunkhouse, you could use it as a toy hauler, you could use it as a, like, Florida, Texas, Arizona destination trailer with a built-in 3 seasons room on the back, an air-conditioned one at that, so you could close it off. It's got just a gorgeous kitchen to it. Solid surface counters, and I love this sprayer faucet. This has such a very cool, modern, almost artsy look to it. And a lot of people, oh, it's not a sprayer faucet. No, it absolutely is. That does pull out. Recessed stainless sink. And I love how they offset the sink. By not centralizing the sink in the island, they've created all this great storage space, inclusive of a wastebasket, obviously. And you see these plywood boxed drawers over here, these full extension glide drawers. Also, you've got the barley poppinator right here for when it is drink o'clock. You're all set there. And all of these doors, you'll notice, are on hidden hinges. All of your cabinet doors. So that it's got, when everything closes up, like this big floor-to-ceiling pantry over here, it just has a cool, clean, seamless, good look to it. Now, above the kitchen, over your heat generation sources, you'll see a wall-controlled Maxxair Ceiling Fan. And that's great for not only just extra airflow, but heat exhaustion when you are cooking. Someone at Fuzion must drink wine because they have a wine rack in here, and it's done correctly so that it keeps the cork wet. Good job, Fuzion. Residential-sized convection microwave oven for big meals in a hurry, and for big meals that take a little bit more time, we actually still have a traditional oven and recessed stove with glass flush mount top below, and additional drawer below the oven. Nothing here is wasted. Notice no carpet in the kitchen either. That's a miss I've seen other brands be guilty of. Now, Fuzion and Haylett RV. We have been a good match, I think, for a lot of reasons. We think about things a lot of the same ways. Like, that's a huge 18 cubic foot gas electric refrigerator, not an electric only. We both agree that, especially on something like this that might be used for off-the-grid camping, boondocking, whatever your phrase, you want that gas backup. You don't always want to have to chug the generator to death. And those 12-volt inverters, they don't do anything for really cooling your refrigerator. They might maintain a little bit of temp. So that's one of the things that we like here about them. They line up with that logic with us. Now, you got your loft up here, which, if you're not going to use it for sleeping, is like, I call it the attic. It's perfect attic storage. The three-place, like, big party love seat recliner couch. I love this extra large middle section here because if you and your little sweetie or whatever, you want to cuddle up, or if, you know, you can just tolerate your husband long enough, ladies, am I right? I know, maybe that's too much of my life seeping into the video here. You can, there's a nice little spot for everyone to sit, or you do have your own end recliners that have a nice little heat and massage feature on them. Those are wall huggers too. If you want to really kick that back and recline, and you could take a nap there easily, you're not going to have a problem doing so. I love these little swing out tabletops that they're including on their seats now. Because when you're sitting in the theater seat here, or the party lounge, or whatever you want to call it, there's often not a good place to set a drink. Well, this solves that. Although they actually do have cup holders built into these as well. Now, I haven't bothered measuring these because at this point there's no sense, because they're just hugely tall slide outs to give you this expansive look and feel, full walk-in slide if you were going to walk into it, and you get all these big scenic viewing windows. Now, they all have pull-down night shades. And notice how they continue the visibility and the viewing in the windows over here into the hallway and above the door. Just every little area they could let a little bit of light bleed in here, they can. And that your main entry doors, by the way, those are friction entry doors, so they don't swing and slam open. That's a great feature on these, especially if you are someplace where you're getting a lot of wind. Now, the entertainment center is perfectly positioned to be always visible by everybody. You see the TV can easily swing out for viewing. Not only can you basically control almost everything in the RV, including your tank heaters. I forgot to mention that outside as part of the Fuzion Blizzard package. This does have fresh gray and black tank heaters on it. But also, you can get the J-Control app to operate your stereo Bluetooth off your phone. So you can operate basically everything in this RV, almost nearly everything, with the exception of maybe one or two little lights or something here or there, all off your phone if you decide to link up to it. Now, you've got the bigger, wider electric space heating fireplace down here with the cool LED visuals. Now, that's an awesome little bonus heat source, or you can just turn it on for just pure lighting. You are going to need park power or fire up the generator to operate that. It's one of the nice things on these big toy haulers. Having that built-in generator solves a lot of trouble. But one of the things that these often suffer from is a tricky lack of kitchen storage. So the guys at Fuzion, they came up with a solution for that. This has a Legend of Zelda, like, corner highway pantry cabinet back here with, like, this crazy, you know, NASA space magnet system holding it together. You really got to yank on it. It's pretty awesome. So normally behind a corner entertainment center, you have wasted space. And Fuzion said, why? all we have to do is put a hinge on the entertainment center, and ba-bam! We've created extra storage that normally isn't there. And meanwhile, it's like seamless. So my grandfather, the Baptist, would have called that his perfect Baptist medicine cabinet back there, but you can use it any way that you please, obviously. Moving upstairs, we've got our central vacuum system down here, and it's almost completely, if that sticker wasn't on it, you wouldn't even recognize it down there. And this little hallway light for the stairs, if you are going to go up and down these stairs at night, it is nice to see without being risking falling down. Another thing that you have here is these are not slippery wooden steps. I don't remember the name of it anymore. There's the specific material name, but long story short, it's like a resin, so that it can get wet. You know, if you stomp in here with wet boots or whatever, it's not going to damage and deteriorate. Now, this is the interior command system, or the panel for the in-command system. What I like about this is some of your basic features, like exterior lights, interior lights, you can all operate right from here without the security code, which typically, let's see, is usually 4 zeros. Yep, there you go. But I mean, you can see on this, you can just navigate everything. And this is all customizable. If there's specific features or things you don't want kids or guests or whatever getting to, you can customize, you can take things out of this. If you want it to monitor your tanks, if you don't want it to monitor your tanks, you can add, remove different features from this display. It's awesome! And anything this can control, you can do off your phone. Again, they link up together. It's very, very cool. Now, bathroom. First of all, let me not get too far along, but dual entry bathroom. So whether you're in the bedroom or the hallway here, you can always get to the bath area. And they've done an awesome job of utilizing this space, I think, properly. So right over here, let's start with the fact that we have solid surface bathroom counters, just like we have solid surface kitchen counters. They don't scale down just because we left the kitchen area. You also have a 500-degree rated, very deep American stone cast sink, and you can really get your hands in there. I mean, case in point, you know, just to give you an idea. I like that this is up higher a little bit too, so I can actually get my hands in here. I like the double vanity, the double medicine cabinet, so you've got good, like, storage for, like, shavers or toothpaste, anything, doesn't matter, anything. The shower is a molded, one-piece, seamless fiberglass shower. It's self-reinforced. A grown adult can literally jump up and down in there. I've done it a few times in my videos, but people have heart attacks thinking I'm breaking their campers because they don't realize that I can't break this shower. I could jump up and down in it all day, even when it was not installed and reinforced into the RV. It's a self-reinforced, one-piece, seamless shower, just like a diesel pusher. But what they did smart is instead of putting just a ridiculously oversized 60-inch shower here, they put in a reasonable size shower. And it still has a corner seat for bathing, but what that allowed them to do is create the second entry door into the bathroom, as well as this laundry hamper and built-in linen space. Because that is something a lot of bathrooms are lacking, is good in-bath storage. You won't find that problem here in a Fuzion at Haylett RV. Now, here's another thing they've done. They're not the only brand to ever do this. It's just that I love talking about it when I see it. And this has a king north-south bed. And that's not a common feature in the RV industry. Again, it's not 100% exclusive, but it is not very common. And it is funny still how many brands I'll talk to, like, and I'll say, you know, you build these big toy haulers. Why don't you have king beds in them? They say, well, because it's a north-south bed. You can't do that. Well, this is a wide-body RV. You have the space to do it. So the way it works, it's called a glide-a-bed. When this closet power slides in, it will literally push the bed against the wall. But it has a self-recoil mechanism, so when the slide goes out, the bed re-centralizes itself. Now, you still have headboard outlets and stands for CPAPs and phone chargers and everything else. I like the extra stand above. Nice little hidden shelf right there. It's easy to miss if you're just looking at some pictures. And they still maintain full overhead storage in here. This has a full walk-in height. And you can see we've got all the storage we're going to need for a big trip right over here with twin dresser drawers below built right into the slide out. But the Fuzion's not done there. If you take notice, it actually includes even bedroom TV, and even this TV can swing around for easy viewing if you're just laying on one side of the bed or the other. I think the swing arm is overkill on this TV, but at this point, I mean, why not? You know, they went all the way with the Fuzion. They didn't ever cut corners anywhere, so why would they not put a swing arm mount in the bedroom of this thing? Again, every RV is the best for a different reason. I believe that truly and wholeheartedly, but there's a lot of reasons why the Fuzion family of fifth wheel toy haulers has become the #1 selling individual name in toy haulers today. That's a big deal because there's a lot of major, well-established players, and these guys have really taken over to become one of the most dynamic, progressive brands out there. They have features on this not even available on some of the other luxury fifth wheels that we carry here at Haylett RV. I mean, we've got, you know, Jaycos and Highlands and Keystones, and this is such an exceptional product. I don't care if you don't need a toy hauler. This should still, if you're looking for a luxury fifth wheel, this should still be on the list because it is such a drastic cut above the industry standard. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. Give our team a call.